Hello everyone. So this is my machine learning final assessment. In my assessment, I talk about car price prediction. So I'll just be discussing what I did here. So here, as you can see, we have I installed this in Kaggle because in Kaggle it does not uh, it always needs to install Gradio whenever you open a new notebook. So I just put it there in case. So after that, I loaded essential libraries like NumPy, Matplotlib. Basically, this whole thing is essential in my model that I will be using. So it depends on which model you are doing or which type of prediction classification. It depends on that on which libraries you will be using. So first I load the data using a Kaggle, into a data frame. As you can see here, this is a Kaggle data set from car deck of this one. So I find it on Kaggle and I saved it in a data frame. Moving on is we need to understand information about the data set. So here's my df.info, like the built-in function to see or to get information about the data set. As you can see here, this will be my, this will be my table. And on this part here is I converted it into a data frame, the df.info, which is a built-in function to see this type of table. But I use it into a data frame so that I could style it in here. As you can see, there's a color gradient, green, where you could see this. It has a design basically. So I want to present my table in an organized manner. So moving on, I also did that for the describe function, which you can see here, the whole thing here, as well as for the first 5 rows. So df that head, basically we could see, I styled all of it. So moving on, for the first 5 rows of our data set, so we could see what it did in our data set. So first we have our car, the model, the price of it, year, kilometer, fuel type, and a bunch of column related to the car. So this is the next car, next car, next car, and next car. So this is just to get a grasp of the data set. And here is this using the tail function, which is the last 5 rows. So moving on, we need to pre-process the data. The next step is I added a new column in the data set. So that is for the age of the car, which I imported date time. Yeah, as you can see here, year, the current date time minus the year, it will get the age of the car. So the time, current time minus the the year, you can see here, minus the year this was in, we'll get the age of the car. And then moving on is in the column, we could see also, let's try to go back for a while, is wait a minute. For the engine is we have this 82179cc, 814cc. It has those cc. So it's not a numerical value because it has letters in it. So I did remove the cc by this code. So it will be a numerical value because if not, it will be detected as a categorical value or not a number value. So we needed to do that. The same goes for max power and max torque. As you can see here, I'll be giving an example for this. Where is it? Here. I'll show it to you guys. See here, the max power and max torque it's not a fully numerical value like BHP at 3750 RPM, 330 Nm. So I converted it. So for in the max power, I'll just get 55 and removing the BHP completely. So I'll just be getting the numerical value that fits. So this will be the code for it, as you can see. So moving on, we would be handling missing values. As you can see here, this is the handling missing values, this whole row here. So there will be two types of values. It will be the categorical or the numerical ones. So for the categorical, we filled it with unknown, like the missing values, and for the numerical ones is 0 or yeah. And after that we map the categorical into numerical because machine learning models are more appropriate with numbers. So for example, the petrol will be 0, diesel would be 1, CNG 2, and you know how it goes. And moving on is to generate the data for the X and Y's and the target one here. It's how we would do machine learning. And after that, I plot the data here. So a total of 11 plot this one, so we could understand the data a bit more. This one, plotting the data, it's age versus price. This is how age correlates with its price, as you can see here. And moving here is how the kilometer driven of the car affects the price. Then moving on is how the fuel type of the car versus the price. Since it's a numerical value, as you can see here, so we won't know. It won't happen if I didn't convert it, but it is important to convert it. So I put sort of a legend so people can understand. Well, moving on, the transmission versus the price. How many owners did it have? Does it affect the price? As you can see, it really does. The number 1 is for unregistered cars, which has a higher value of price, as you can see here. And for the first, as you can see here, the 1 owner, 2 owner, 3 owner, yeah, you know what I mean. Then moving on, the engine, so in CC versus the price as well, max power versus the price, well, you're getting the hang of it, max torque versus the price, and seating capacity. Well, I have some, there's some zeros here, as you can see, and also some zeros here and there because there might be a missing value or yeah. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Drivetrain versus the price, fuel tank, and yeah, let's move on. I split the data into training and testing sets. I created and training sorry, and I made a prediction, and I evaluated using R squared. This is my R squared score. It's like assessment score or something. And I plotted the results of the actual versus predicted car price. As you can see here, this is what can I say? The ideal fit. This red line out here. But these are the actual ones. The blue ones, those ones. So as you can see, it differs from what is actually predicted. So here we go on the Gradio. Let's run the Gradio interface. We need to run it first again. So we can run, so yeah, I'll just explain the code while waiting for the GUI. So this is the main function. Then I created a data frame for the input of the users and handle missing columns if they forgot they forgot or they don't know, because we won't know if they know. Okay. Define Gradio. Yeah, so here you can see, here the enter. See, it's a number where you can input. This is a drop down text back slider. It depends on how I want the data to go. So I think it already run. Let's try the code first. It's taking a bit of time, but it is running. So for example, enter the year of the car to, let's say, 2005, kilometers driven, let's say, maybe around 5,005, for example. Petrol type would be CNG, or no, maybe on diesel, something like that. Transmission, automatic, and this engine, maybe this amount of power, max power, this, and yeah, seating capacity around 5, drivetrain, an all-wheel drive, and fuel capacity around, let's say, I want to save some gas, 35. So yeah, this is submit button, and if I submit, it will upload the code here. See, as you can see here. Let's put this, maybe something, wait a minute. Yeah, so as you can see here, it will output a price, a predicted car price. So yeah, that's it for my assessment, and we could clear this and add another one, for example, but will take some of our time. So that's it for my assessment, and thank you.